What's up, Red Wings fans? Welcome to another edition of the Forecheck live from Little Caesars Arena. Today's show is presented by Athletico Physical Therapy. I'm Daniella Bruce, as always, joined by Ken Kal. Ken, you recovering from your Super Bowl Sunday pretty well?
Yeah, it's the Super Bowl Sunday hangover. I had the 49ers, and man, I'm hungover today because of it.
Yeah, I had him too, Ken. But hey, KC, credit to Patrick Mahomes. What a great game.
Yeah.
Great game. There we go.
You always like those comebacks. And,
Yeah.
Even though I was rooting for San Francisco, it was nice to see Mahomes. I think he's the quarterback of the future, and, he really had a marvelous finish there for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, with the football season officially being over for the year, we really are going to focus on some hockey, Ken, and we've got the Flyers in town tonight and some unfortunate news for the Red Wings and Red Wings fans, really. Filip Zadina is going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's really bad news, and it just seems like that's the way the Red Wings are going this year as far as the season goes. And, they get a healthy body back like Athletico tonight, but they lose a guy like Zadina. And to me, Zadina has been really playing well for the Red Wings. Since his recall from Grand Rapids, Daniela, he's got 8 goals. He's got more goals than Jack Hughes and Capo Caco this season, and really coming on, skating well, putting the puck in the net, doing all the little things right. And unfortunately, he's going to be gone for a couple weeks now.
And Ken, he's really been helping the Red Wings on the power play. 4 of those 8 goals came on the power play.
Yeah, and the Red Wing power play is something that needs a little bit of help, and the penalty kill as well. So, he's one of those guys that really helped out in that manner for Detroit. But on the other hand, someone's going to have to step it up, and hopefully with Athletico coming back in the lineup tonight, he will do that for Detroit.
Like you said, Athletico back in the lineup tonight. Carly Johnston was in the locker room, and she's got more on that.
Thanks, Daniela. Carly Johnston here down in the Red Wings locker room after morning skate, where we heard some good and bad news. The good news is Andreas Athanasiou is back in the lineup. Bad news is he will be taking Filip Zadina's spot as Zadina is injured.
I feel like anytime I've come back from injury, it's, I think anytime anyone comes back from injury, it's always, a little bit of a tough start to go. But, for me personally, I think just, skating being my style of game, it kind of, helps me blend back in a little bit smoother. And I think everyone's obviously, experienced losing before, and obviously this year being a little more. It's never fun, but it's the way things are right now. You can't really dwell on the past, and just got to focus. We got a game tonight, and I think everyone's going to come and try to play some good hockey.
It feels good mentally, and physically, I've been getting better over the last couple of weeks, so. Can't complain.
When do you think you can ditch the orange and be in contact?
I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, today was first practice. Maybe 7 to 10 days, see how it is without contact, and then eventually have a normal jersey on.
Looking to get back in the winning column with this game against the Philadelphia Flyers. Back to you, Daniela.
Thank you, Carly. And Ken, we briefly heard from Anthony Mantha there, who skated with the Red Wings today for the first time in a while since he was injured against Toronto. And it's just good to see him kind of back out there. I know he's wearing the orange jersey. He's not taking any contact, but it's good to see him skating.
It certainly is. And Anthony Mantha is one of those guys that can put the puck in the net. And that's something that the Red Wings sorely need. And it's just unfortunate for Anthony Mantha because he was having such a great season. He was off to a great start, had a couple of injuries, and this last one really sidelined him for a while. So it'll be good to get him back in the lineup. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks he'll be back and taking his turn on the ice on a regular shift.
Well, Anthony Mantha was playing on the top line with Dylan Larkin and Tyler Bertuzzi. Zadina saw some time on that top line as well. And now we're going to see Andreas Athanasiou in that top line tonight. So do you think this is a good chance for him to kind of get back in the swing of things? He was a 30-goal scorer last season.
Yeah, I really do. And he's one of those dynamic players, Daniela, who always seems to be electrifying out onto the ice. The thing about him is he can create space out there just by his stick handling and his speed. And speed kills in the National Hockey League, and he's one of those guys that can make something out of nothing out there on the ice. It'll be interesting to see. He's been off for quite some time to see if he can come back in and step into that top line and really help out that top line.
And Ken, one thing he kind of talked about there in the locker room earlier this morning was that the way he plays makes it a bit easier to kind of readjust back to the game. What exactly did he mean by that?
Well, it's the way that he can skate. And, he doesn't really need a lot of time to really get back into game-type shape because of the way he can skate. And a lot of players, especially if they're out with a lower body injury, it takes them a while to get going. But with Athanasiou, his speed is everything, and that's what makes it easier, I believe.
Well, we've got the Flyers in town tonight. It's been a while since the Red Wings have seen the Flyers, and they're playing pretty well this year. They're fighting for a wild card spot in the Eastern Conference, and some of those guys that are helping them get there. We've got guys like Forecheck, Couturier, and Konechny that are leading the way for the Flyers. And you've also got, Claude Giroux. They're just playing really well right now, and as they're really hot. They beat the Avalanche on Saturday, also a really hot team in the NHL, and they beat them 6-3.
Those are three very good players right there. Couturier, he averages about a point every 2 games, so he's been very consistent in his National Hockey League career. Konechny's a guy that seems to be a Red Wing killer. It seems like we always run into these types of guys. He's got 4 goals in 10 games played against Detroit. But the thing about Konechny, Daniela, is that they're showing a lot of trust in him now. His minutes has improved. He's averaging almost 17 minutes a game, and that's up 2 minutes from a year ago. And then when you look at Jakub Voracek, he's 2 games from 900. He's been around the league for quite some time. 206 career goals in 679 games, and or 679 points on almost 900 games. So, he's one of those guys that can put the puck in the net on a regular basis.
And now you're looking at that Eastern Conference playoff picture. As I said, the Flyers are right there. It looks like they're 1 point out of the wild card spot as it is. The Hurricanes just have a couple more wins than the Flyers do.
One of the things right now you have to look at is if you're a team that's fighting for a playoff spot right now, like the Philadelphia Flyers, you cannot afford to go on a losing skid because other teams are going to pass you by, and that's what makes it so critical right now. The Flyers coming into tonight's game, they have points in their last 4 games. I think they're 3-0-1 in their last 4. So they're playing some pretty good hockey right now, Daniela, and they just got to keep on winning and find ways to win if they want to try and get into the playoffs.
Well, it's amazing how close that playoff picture really is right now. It's going to be really tight as we approach April and keep going into the postseason. So it'll be interesting, I think. And like you said, they can't afford to go on a losing skid, and they're in town tonight. So the Red Wings are definitely going to have their hands full. And after that game on Saturday, the Red Wings didn't really play bad against the Rangers. They just couldn't find the back of the net. So what needs to be different tonight?
I like the way the Red Wings played against the New York Rangers. And you're right, Filppula had an opportunity, golden opportunity, put one right through the crease. Larkin, with 7 seconds to go in the second period, had a great opportunity. Lundqvist came up big with a big save on Dillon. So, the Red Wings are getting their chances, and I think overall defensively they played really well. And if they want to win hockey games, that's the way they have to play. They got to be solid defensively, especially in their own zone, and get that puck out when they do get it in their own zone as well.
Well, fans, we hope you're headed down to the arena tonight for the action. It's a Monday night game in Hockeytown. You definitely want to spend it here at Little Caesars Arena. But if you're not coming to the game, tonight's broadcast will be on NBC Sports, or of course you can tune in to 97.1 The Ticket and listen to your very own Ken Kal. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
All right, good night.